You know, we haven't had a blooper segment yet either. And then we tried the...
What? Hi. Yeah, we're recording. Thank you. God
damn it. Our studio.
Oh my God.
That's farmer friend, singer-songwriter Lyal Strickland.
And that's farmer friend and jack of all trades Chris Horn.
And we're those Tastebud guys. All right, guys, welcome back. Thanks for joining us once again. As usual, you know the drill. Like, subscribe, all the stuff every other channel tells you to do. We hope to have the same. So tonight we're going to go a little further down the trailhead, or a little further off the trailhead, down that path of craft beer we've been talking about. We are actually going to bring you a real craft beer this time. No strings attached, no almost, no sort ofs. Just an actual craft beer. So the one we got tonight is one that Lyal brought back while he was on tour here a month or so ago up north by like where Santa Claus lives or something. I don't know, way away from here.
It was actually pretty warm until I left, and then it was immediately cold. But yeah, it was pretty far up north. We are working with New Glarus Spotted Cow out of New Glarus, Wisconsin. This is some killer stuff. I've had a lot of people bring this to me
like
over the
Mad
years.
Cow Killer?
Yeah, possibly, surely, right? So, yeah.
So you've had this?
I have had this. I've had people bring this to me, and honestly, they made a really big deal of it when they brought it to me. They're like, "Oh, here's some Spotted Cow I brought you," and I was like, "All right, cool, thanks, man." And it was good. It was one of the better beers I've drank. But
I've never tried it. I've never had it. I know I specifically stayed away from it a few nights ago, just because I want to try it the first time here. Which, talking about a few nights ago, if you noticed, our facial hair is probably a little bit different. Well, we record these a little bit out of sequence. So between last show and this show, there's a thing called Halloween.
Yeah, it kind of messes with your
so there's
trimmer.
Yeah, so we had to do some changing, so we'll put something back on as we go. Or I will, at least. I don't know what you're going to do.
I don't know, I like to switch it up every now and then.
Yeah. So what is this, anyways?
So this is a farmhouse ale. I think...
Cloudy farmhouse is what it said. Does that matter? Or does that just mean it's unfiltered? Or
Yeah, I'm assuming it just means it's unfiltered, but
okay.
I don't know. Man,
that's really good job there, man.
A lot of a head on it. Man.
So it said it was a 4.8% beer?
I believe so.
And I think we found it was an 18% IBU. 18%, I'm sorry, 18 IBUs.
We're getting the spectrum on heads tonight.
Yeah, well.
I was not paying attention.
Oh, that does smell good. It
yeah,
really
so this is an easy drinking beer from what I remember. I mean, obviously we're going to taste it here and see. But it's not like... It's a farmhouse ale. So
what's a farmhouse ale? What?
I don't know the exact definition. I'm guessing it'll probably...
Because it's not like it's like a Pilsner, right?
No. There's a little more like flavor. I always tend to pick up like some banana flavors with it.
Yeah, it always seems a little fruity. I agree.
Yeah. But it's still like a pretty approachable beer. There's nothing like slap you in the face.
They're usually pretty tasty, actually. Yeah. They don't typically have a lot of... Well, I wouldn't say. I started to say they don't have a lot of IBUs to them, but that's not necessarily true. Some of them kind of do.
They can, for sure.
I don't know, but they always have a very nice round flavor to them. Again, I haven't tried this one. It smells delicious, though. What's average cost on one of these?
So I paid about $16 for a sampler pack. So it brings it down to like I don't know, what, like $8 a sixer or something.
Yeah. Rough. So that's average or cheaper.
Yeah, it's not pricey stuff at all.
Yeah.
It's just average beer.
So
cost, not average beer.
Well, let's get in tasting this a little bit before that.
Well, I'm always impressed on a light beer like this. No, I did pour a little too much head. But,
yeah, but yours looks better now than mine does.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm always impressed when they stick around.
Yeah, mine was pretty thin to start with, and still
it's creamy. It's really creamy on the head.
Oh, it is on taste too. You're right, bananas. It's bananas all over the place. I like it. So, this is still a light beer. Like I say, I'm not usually a big fan of Pilsners and lagers. Mm-hmm. Usually, any light beer in general, kind of, I don't know, they taste weak. This has flavor. So, that's the kind of the step up, I guess, the farmhouse. I don't know what they do exactly to it. Maybe we'll do a little research. Maybe we should have did a little research before we picked this up, but I didn't think about it. Yeah. So, like I say, I just kind of wanted to be surprised by this one all the way around. Yeah,
it's a good, solid drink. It's kind of fruity, not just bananas, but a little maybe citrus on the top end.
Yeah, no, I get the fruitiness to it for sure. So, the only research I really did on it was it's from Wisconsin.
Yes, and it's only sold in Wisconsin.
I seen that. That seemed to be the biggest thing on their website was like, you can only get us in Wisconsin. If you're outside, you have to come here.
So when I went up north on this tour, a couple of buddies of ours sent me up with some money to go on a beer run. They said, "Oh, you're going to Wisconsin. You need to stop by and get some new Glarus." So I said, "All right, sure, man." So I did. I waited to put it off until the very last day of the tour. And I remembered it on my way home. So it's 7 a.m. I'm trying to find a place to buy beer, which, if you're going to buy beer at 7 a.m., Wisconsin's probably the state to do it.
That's probably a good start.
But so I go into this, I finally find a grocery store, and I go in, I get the grocery cart, and I mean, that cart is not just full, not just like, oh, I picked up a couple packs. It is like overflowing,
hanging off the side,
stacked, yeah. And I'm like rolling it up to the thing. Not one person questioned me at all. The cashier literally just looked at me and said, "Out of state?" And I was like, Yep. Checked out and went on my way. Like it was just a normal thing.
That's beautiful. It probably is for them.
Yeah.
I mean, Wisconsin's known for a lot of beer.
It is. And this is a really good beer. And the cool thing about, these regional craft beers, even if they are distributed a little bit, oftentimes they're so small in their distribution range, you can only get them in certain areas. And that's cool. So.
Okay, so I didn't do a lot of information on the beer. Like I said, I kind of wanted to be a little bit surprised here since you talked it up after the party the other night, and I was like, okay, I don't want to know too much. I don't want to convince myself I know something about this beer. I don't. Mm-hmm. So I did get on the website. I looked a little bit about kind of what the company was about, and again, it was New Glarus Brewing Company in New Glarus, Wisconsin. And it was co-owned by a man and wife, and I believe it said Deb and Daniel Carey. I hope that's right. If not, somebody just corrected me on the screen. So one of the really impressive things is, man, he has a bio that's just like this long. Mm-hmm. He had a ridiculous amount of just credentials under his name between his schooling and all the brewery crafts that he's done. Apparently, at some point, he was some type of head production manager or head manager of the production line or something at Anheuser-Busch for a few years.
Okay.
He done a lot, and obviously she's done her own part too with the marketing and running the actual brewery itself. So they've been pretty successful at that.
Yeah.
The other thing that I did peek at that was pretty impressive, they've got a long list of beer.
Yeah, so Spotted Cow is like their big flagship, from what I understand. That's the go-to New Glarus beer.
That's that was the first one listed, so I tend to agree with you. I'll be honest, I did try one of the other year-round, what they called a year-round beer. There was 5 of those, and we tried the one called Two Girls?
Two Women.
Two Women,
yeah.
Two Women, which they said they named that because it was a collaboration between 2 breweries, both of them that was owned by women, which was Deb's, and another one called Wierman Malt. I think I'm probably screwing that up. Since it's up north, I'm sure I'm really butchering that. So Wierman Malt, I think is what it is. And it was supposed to be like a country ale. And I think it probably had a little bolder flavor than this one. But,
I would say so, yeah. It's not as quite as approachable, but it's still good.
But it's still really good. I actually
I've had their Moon Man. Moon Man is their session IPA that's year-round. It's really good.
Well, they had 5 of those, and then they had... Oh my gosh, they had so many. They had all their, what do they call their thumbprint, and they had the seasonal, and then they had some other one, and then there was a whole bunch of them that they used to do that it'd probably be just a lot easier for us to list them and let you guys see them all than it would be for us to try to name all of them. So we'll do that right now real quick, I guess. So. All right, that should have pretty well done it, I think. That was a bunch. Anyhow, so let's, I guess, talk a little more about the beer real quick before we get off. I'm sure that's what more people wanted to hear about than what I found online.
Well, there's not a whole lot of nose to it.
Not now. Now, when I first sniffed it, when we first poured that, it still had a nice thick head on it. I actually got a real creamy, the bit of a fruitiness. There was a lot of that banana. Well, no. There was a lot of that nut smell. The banana really was one of the taste. But there was just like a light nut smell. It's still got that earthy, grainy texture, smell. I don't know. It smells like a field, barn. But other than that, there's not anything super pronounced on it.
So farmhouse ales, and I think this is a prime example, I think they're great with food. Like just any food.
I'm glad you said that. So I forgot about that. If you get on their website, every beer you pop up there has a list like this long of foods that it pairs with. Yep. It was incredible.
It's a good, solid beer. If you ever get your way up to Wisconsin, or if you happen to live there, you probably already know about it. But if you ever get up that way, do yourself a favor and take some home for yourself and your buddies.
And it's only in Wisconsin, as you said. So you have no choice on this unless you talk to him when he goes up north.
That's true. I'll make a beer run for you.
Beer run, absolutely.
So, well, you got anything else?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Well,
I don't think we do. Give them a try. Check them out online. Like I say, this is not something that's always readily available, and a lot of what we're going to do on here is not going to be available to everybody. But if you are ambitious enough, you can get your hands on most any beer if you try hard enough.
That's true.
So it's all about what you got. If you don't have this, try what's next door to you.
You got to have a good buddy network to make the beer
runs for you. Buddy network is important. So as we said at the beginning, like and subscribe.
Yep.
Check us out on Facebook and
Twitter, Instagram, all that fun stuff.
Yeah, and what's that page?
Those Tastebud guys. Almost everything is at those Tastebud guys. So.
Except Twitter.
If
you'd like to email us, get us on gmail.com.
Yep. Well, until next time.
Whether it be the beer you're drinking,
the food you're eating,
clothes you're wearing,
or the people you're meeting, grab a buddy.
Try something new.